Alright, so this is a mini theory I literally just had while eating just now. Nothing super duper crazy, but I just wanted to expand on something that I think we all pretty much already knew. So, the TDX Christmas/winter event. It'll be upon us sooner than you think, which leads us to this. I'm sure you've seen this image by now, no doubt. A mysterious drawing of some black knight with glowing blue eyes, and a caption from Mr. P saying, "They will return." While some just saw it as an average tease for the winter boss, and the silly among us likely likened it unto the fallen king, I believe that most of us at this point have made up our mind on who this is. This strange knight is most likely Frosty, and if it's not, then his design is definitely heavily inspired by the guy, at the very least. For those who don't know, or who are confused, Frosty is an old boss from Tower Battles, who appeared in the game's 2019 winter event. The event is one of the most popular events in TB history, with a boss that is pretty recognizable and memorable for those who played TB back in the day. I think that most people who have seen this leak agree that this is most likely Frosty, but I want to talk more deeply about the subject, as well as talk about some cryptic leaks that the GJ and Aaron Prevails posted. We have these two images, which read as follows, and I'll give you a minute to read it real quick. Basically, I believe these to be lyrics of a boss theme for the event, possibly the theme for Frosty himself. The first line of "an endless night beneath the moon" seems to imply that whatever the enemies are doing, it's causing the night to last forever. If we combine this fact with the other line, that being "the frozen earth shall drink our cries," these two things imply two things. Go figure. A, the enemies we are dealing with are magical in some way, and B, they probably aren't robots/Dr. Zenon related either. I think that we've established this already, but just to ensure that we're all on the same page, Zenon is evil, yes, but she doesn't want to destroy the world or conquer Earth. She just wants the GDA to suffer. She wouldn't doom Earth by causing an eternal night. She wouldn't want to hear Earth's screams or anything edgy like that. This mindset is very consistent, however, with the Calamity beings. That's right, my friends, we're not out of the woods just yet. I think that Frosty is going to be revealed to be yet another sub-faction of the Calamity. Now, you may have a lot of questions about how any of this works and why. Well, sit back, because I'm about to explain everything, trust. First of all, the biggest hole in this theory is the fact that Frosty is kind of dead. In Tower Battles, he dies at the end of his event, and his corpse appears in the following winter updates. Secondly, the boss of the winter 2022 event is named Revenant, and he is a skeleton powered by some sort of icy soul. Almost like a frost spirit. I'm sorry, I had to, guys. Sorry. Anyways, the name Revenant literally means, quote, a person who has returned, especially supposedly from the dead, which has led many people to assume that this is Frosty reborn, since they also share many of the same attacks. But if this is Frosty reborn, then how can he be in TDX? Well, if you look at the Revenant's death animation, you'll see that his soul escapes when he dies, and leaves the body after you've defeated Revenant, meaning that it is entirely possible that he could return to his original form. But that's just a technical answer. TDX could easily ignore that, and just have Frosty return for whatever reason John wants him to. So let's walk that back from Revenant and focus more on Frosty himself. Why did I say that Frosty could be a Calamity demon? Well, for starters, there's his design, specifically in his second phase, where he has two sets of horns protruding from his head, as well as being able to shroud parts of his body in a bright blue fire. This is consistent with other demons we see in TDX, like the Calamity, the Overseer, and other awakened enemies, as well as the fact that we seem to be learning more about the Calamity with each passing update. The things the GJ and Aaron posted talk about changes to the weather, like frostbite and eternal night. Well, it just so happens that one of Frosty's abilities is to change the weather by calling in a massive blinding blizzard that freezes like everything. We know that the Relic also appears to be a Calamity subfaction themed around nature, so it would entirely make sense for there to be another faction themed around an element, this time being ice. Finally, there's this whole pop culture thing about how hell is like frozen over or could be frozen over, which would track well and be really funny if TDX took that literally with Frosty. That's really all I've got on the subject so far. We don't really know much about the winter event, but yeah, if you enjoyed this little mini theory here, please be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, that's really all I got. Bye.
Let's say you wanted to, well, Get your hands a bit dirty.